What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKy P here, back with all the news in our Washington Redskins franchise after week number 8 in year number 1, where the Redskins picked up their second straight victory, 31-21, over the New York Giants to improve to 3-4 on the season. It was not the start the Redskins wanted to have, but they're kind of getting their act together a little bit now, and this team is starting to look pretty solid, actually. Let's go ahead and jump into scouting. First of all, though, before I do that, actually, sorry for the lack of videos. The hurricane coming through North Carolina definitely stalled things for a little bit, but we're back now. I hope you guys all had a great week. But here we go. Let's go ahead and find out all of our players down here. Who needs to be scouted? Seeing a lot of sub names, but as we get to round 2, we're not going to see quite as many sub names anymore, I do not think. But let's find out. Walker Scott, 5'9" wide receiver, slot guy out of Iowa. We'll go ahead and scout the first 2 traits. And what I do, again, I scout the first 2 traits of everybody in the first 2 rounds. And then after that, we'll kind of pinpoint positions that we need. A lot of people have been saying I should be able to scout all 3 traits on a select few, as real scouts are going to go, you know, scout harder on the guys they really think they might like. And if that's something you guys would like to see, let me know in the comments below. I'm definitely willing to make that adjustment. But overall, I just think it makes scouting way too easy, personally. But I'm willing to do what you guys would like to do. So just keep me updated with what you guys are thinking in the comments. This guy sucks. I do like his size. If he has a good combine, maybe he'd be like a little bit of a project player. I don't know. I highly doubt I take him. But I'm going to keep an eye on him anyway. There's bound to be somebody there that I like more, though, I feel like. I can scout one more trait. There's Jalen Joe. I know he is one of our sub players. I think Steve Stevens is as well, actually. So seeing a few of them there. What position? Okay, running back. So might as well go ahead and throw one scout point on him. Let's go ahead and check out all of the news from around the league. All of the games taking place and everything like that. Here we go, week number 8, baby. What a good win by the Redskins, though. Turning things around. Happy with it. All right, Dolphins and Texans. The Texans are going to win 21-17 here. And Brock Osweiler with a touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 289, 2 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, 227 and 1 touchdown. Neither quarterback threw an interception. Lamar Miller, 84 yards on the ground. He did fumble, 45 yards for Drake. And Foreman had a rushing touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 7 catches, 66 yards. Ryan Griffin, 7 for 61 and a touchdown. Touchdown by A.J. Derby and Lamar Miller out of the backfield. Danny Amendola going to get a touchdown as well. Going on to defense, Minkah Fitzpatrick, 14 tackles. Bobby McCain with 14. Not a good thing when you see your secondary, your cornerbacks, no less, getting this many tackles. But I do think they won, right? 2.5 sacks for Clowney, 1.5 for J.J. Watt, and Godchow with a sack. Interceptions, none in the game. And, no, the Dolphins lost. I take it back. I said it at the beginning, and I just forgot. 24-21, the Jags over the Eagles. Potential Super Bowl matchup here. 216, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions for Wentz. 289, 2-1 by Blake Bortles. Leonard Fournette, 56 yards on the ground. TJ Yeldon had a rushing touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, 10 catches, 110 yards and a touchdown. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, 6 for 95. 2 touchdowns by Dede Westbrook there. 1 by Nelson Aguilar, 1 by Mike Wallace. Defensively, Davis leading the way in tackles, sacks, 2 by Campbell, 1 by, I have no idea how to say that. Let's just say Hill. Hill. We're going to go with Hill. Bunch of guys with a half a sack here. Interceptions, 1 by McLeod. Next game on the list, Chiefs over the Broncos, 24-17. Division battle here. Patrick Mahomes, 295, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Case Keenum, 252, 0 and 0. Kareem Hunt, 43 yards on the ground. Booker with 2 touchdowns. Not a whole lot of yards there, though. Receiving the ball, Travis Kelce, 5 catches, 51 yards. Hill, 5 for 72. 2 touchdowns by Chris Conley. And a touchdown by Kareem Hunt out of the backfield for 32 yards. Sacks going to have quite a few people with 1, including the rookie Bradley Chubb. A few guys with a half a sack. And Justin Simmons with the lone interception on the day. 23-17. The Browns over the Steelers. And Roethlisberger, 164, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Tyrod Taylor, 224, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Le'Veon Bell, 118 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Duke Johnson, 73 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Jalen Samuels, 1 carry, 6 yards for the rookie. Juju Smith-Schuster, 8 catches, 64 yards. Jarvis Landry, 6 for 45 and 2 touchdowns. Le'Veon Bell, 2 catches, 25 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, Williams leading the way in tackles. 1.5 sacks by Hayward and Watt. 1 sack by Bud Dupree. Burns and Tuitt splitting a sack. And then Burnett and Randall with the interceptions. Next game on the list going to be the Seahawks taking down the Lions 20-10. And 200 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions by Stafford. 241, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions by Russell Wilson. Blunt with 44 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And Carson with a rushing touchdown. Receiving, Tate leading the way with 6 catches, 74 yards. Actually, Doug Baldwin, 6 for 75. A little bit ahead of him there. And the 1 touchdown going to the rookie, Sony Michel. Defensively, Kennard leading the way with 11 tackles, 2.5 sacks by Frank Clark. Wright, Anza, and Zettel each with a sack, and Alexander with a half a sack. Darius Slade Jr. and Glover Quinn with the interceptions. Moving forward, 17-13, we got the Bengals taking down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's going to be 212 yards by Dalton, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jameis Winston, 171, 1-0. Sims with 57 yards on the ground. Joe Mixon, 40 yards and 2 touchdowns. Giovanni Bernard, 39 yards, but he fumbled the ball. The rookie Ronald Jones, 2 carries, 8 yards. Receiving, John Ross, 5 catches, 70 yards for him. A.J. Green, 4 for 55. Deshaun Jackson, 3 for 43. Mike Evans, 2 for 27. And then O.J. Howard, the second-year tight end with the touchdown. Sacks, 2 by Gerald McCoy, 1.5 by Spence and Pierre Paul. And then Vinny Curry and Carl Lawson each getting a sack. Interceptions, none taking place. Moving forward, 38-12, the Bears taking down the New York Jets. And Mitchell Trubisky going off. 326 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Teddy Bridgewater, 194, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. 47 yards by Howard, 46 yards by Powell, 21 by Tariq Cohen. Gabriel with 2 receiving touchdowns. Allen Robinson with 2 receiving touchdowns. Burton and Kearse, not a bad day. Quincy Enunwa, not a bad day. Walford, 4 catches, 30 yards and a touchdown. And Adam Shaheen with a touchdown as well. Defensively, Williamson leading the way in tackles, sacks, 1 by Amos, half a sack by Bass and Williams. Interceptions, none taken place. Not a whole lot of interceptions happening this week, it seems. 21-14, Panthers taking down the Baltimore Ravens. 3 touchdowns by Cam Newton, 2 by Lamar Jackson, the rookie. 0 interceptions thrown once again. 65 yards on the ground for Christian McCaffrey. 31 for Allen. Funchess, 88 yards. Willie Snead, 81 yards and a touchdown. Greg Olsen, 5 catches, 53 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jeremy Maclin with a receiving touchdown for the Panthers. And Ricard with a receiving touchdown for the Ravens. Sacks, we got 2 by Poe, 1 by Short. Interceptions, none happening. I always check the interceptions even when I see none because I just blend the games together at a certain point. I apologize. I know I go over that twice a little bit. 28-3, the Raiders taking down the Colts here. Derek Carr, 133 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. E.J. Manuel actually throwing for a touchdown as well. Andrew Luck, 151 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Marshawn Lynch going off for 116 yards. Washington with 52 yards. Not a lot of rushing touchdowns this week either. Hilton with 57 yards. Washington and Cook each with 2 receiving touchdowns. Defensively, Farley leading the way in tackles. Sacks, 2 by Khalil Mack, Rip Raiders. 1 by Sheard. Half a sack by the rookie Hurst and Edwards. Interceptions, Gilchrist and Conley making the plays there. Next on the list, 49ers and the Cardinals. 49ers will get the victory 20-14 here. And Bradford, 212, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jimmy Garoppolo, 223, 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Johnson with 82 yards on the ground. McKinnon with 81 yards. Juice and Logan each getting a rushing touchdown. Receiving the ball, Fitzgerald 47 yards and a touchdown. Kittle was 75 yards. Garcon 73. Down the list we go. Defensively, 12 tackles by Buchanan. 2 sacks by DeForest Buckner, Golden, Jones, and Armstead, each with a sack. Half a sack by Mayoa and Pierre. Interceptions, 1 by Ben Wickery, 1 by Richard Sherman, 1 by Peterson. Is that a defensive touchdown there? No. Did they have a defensive touchdown? I wonder if they had a kick return for a touchdown, because I only saw 1 touchdown there, and that was by Juice. So I wonder where the rest of those points came from. There had to have been another touchdown. 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns, right? I don't know. 28-17, the Rams taking down the Packers. Jared Goff, 228, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, 214, 2 and 3. Gurley with 55 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Receiving the ball, Cooks 60 yards, a touchdown. Everett with a touchdown. Devontae Adams with 2 touchdowns. Dez Bryant, 5 catches, 84 yards. Cooper Kupp with a touchdown. A lot of guys getting catches in this one. Clinton Dix leading the way in tackles. 1.5 sacks by Sue. 1 by Kenny Clark. Bunch of people. I say a bunch of people, but 3 guys with a half a sack. Interceptions, John Johnson, Barron, Roby Coleman, and Josh Jones making the plays for the defense there. Saints taking down the Vikings 17-14. And Breeze, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Cousins, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Murray was 79 yards. Kamara was 66. Receiving the ball, Diggs, 89 yards for him. Cameron Meredith, 6 for 56 and a touchdown. Adam Thielen, 5 for 63 and 2 touchdowns. Josh Hill would get a receiving touchdown for the Saints. Sacks, 1 by Averill, 1 by Anyamata, and 1 by Hendrickson. Teo and Okafor with the half a sack. No interceptions. Last game of the week. What do we got? Big scoring game here. High scoring game. 43-33. The Patriots taking down the Buffalo Bills. A.J. McCarron threw a touchdown. Tom Brady, 347, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Josh Allen, 313, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Running the ball, James White, 50 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Ivory with 43 yards and a touchdown. Gillislee with 2 touchdowns. Curley, 109 yards and a touchdown. Julian Edelman with 139 and a touchdown. Charles Clay has a touchdown. Chris Hogan with 2 touchdowns, and Nick O'Leary with a receiving touchdown. Defensively, Poyer leading the way in tackles. 2 sacks by Kyle Williams, 1 by Flowers and Hughes. Half a sack by Tre'Davious White and Lorenzo Alexander. Interceptions, 1 by Gilmore, 1 by the rookie Tremaine Edmonds. Let's go ahead and look at the players of the week, and then we might go ahead and peek through the standings really quick. Weekly awards. Mitchell Trubisky with that 5-touchdown game. Deion Buchanan, 12 tackles, 2 fumbles forced, and a fumble recovered. Reggie Ragland, 4 tackles, 1 sack, 2 fumbles forced, and a fumble recovered. And Tom Brady, 24 of 30, 347 yards, 3 touchdowns for him. So, again, let's go ahead and peek on the standings. And we'll look at it division by division, probably. So the AFC North, Steelers at 4-3. Every other team here at 4-4. Really up in the air. Anybody can win this division right now. Ravens were 4-1, but they have dropped 3 in a row. AFC South, the Titans leading the way, 4-2-1. Texans at 4-4. Jags at 2-6. Colts at 1-7. AFC East, Patriots leading the way, 6-2. The New York Jets, though, 5-3. Definitely did not see this one coming. The Bills 3-4-1, the Dolphins at 3-5. AFC West, the Chiefs leading the way, 5-3. The Raiders at 4-3, Chargers at 3-4, Broncos at 1-7, 6 straight losses for them. NFC North, Packers leading the division 5-2 right now. Bears right behind them at 4-3. Vikings at 3-5. Lions at 1-6. NFC South, Panthers at 6-1, Falcons at 4-3, Saints at 4-3, Buccaneers at 1-6, probably because they're not starting Fitzpatrick, if I were to guess. NFC East, Eagles leading our division at 6-2, the Giants at 4-4, and the Redskins and Cowboys tied at 3-4. Not looking very good for the Redskins right now. Obviously, winning the division was going to be tough with the Eagles there. We're very much in the running with everybody else. We could finish second. We'll have to see how the rest of this plays out. In the NFC West, Rams at 7-1, Seahawks at 6-1, 49ers at 3-5, Cardinals at 3-5. That is going to do it for this episode, guys. We do have a live stream game coming up. I don't know if it's going to be against the Falcons. It's probably going to be against the Falcons, so stay tuned for that. I will let you guys know when we are going live, and you guys can come hang out in the stream. We can play this one live together, and hopefully you guys would have a good time. I'm also going, well, never mind. I don't know when this video is going up, but thank y'all for your patience throughout the hurricane. I appreciate y'all. I am doing good. I know some people have tweeted at me and asked and sent me messages and stuff like that. So thank you for your thoughts, man. I am doing well. It did not hit us very hard, but it destroyed Wilmington, where I used to live. A lot of my friends are going through some really tough times right now. So if you guys could keep them in your prayers, I would really appreciate it. But thank you guys for all the support. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time. Later.